Is the Tea Party movement being taken over by neoconservatives? If you recall, the movement originally began as a grassroots revolution in support of Congressman Ron Paul and his ideas about constitutional government not too long ago in 2007. Since then, and more recently, the Tea Party movement has taken on a life of its own. It is still a populist uprising against the establishment. But now certain political parties are attempting to control it, to benefit themselves and their candidates, and to use it as a tool against their opponents. Congressman Paul is not happy by some in the Tea Party movement and some Tea Party Republicans he's facing in his own upcoming election. He's also unhappy with the latest from the Federal Reserve. Who wouldn't be? Are you ready for this? Should the central bank be bailing out Greece?
Supporters of Congressman Ron Paul back in December 2007, celebrating the 234th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party with rallies across the nation and an online money bomb that raised millions of dollars for Ron Paul's presidential bid in 2008. Congressman Ron Paul's candidacy was arguably the spiritual godfather of what's now become the Tea Party movement. The current figurehead of the movement, arguably, is Sarah Palin. She's endorsed Ron Paul's son, Rand, who was open-minded enough to make his Senate campaign announcement several months ago on this very show. Rand Paul, like his dad, is philosophically a libertarian, but he's running for office as a Republican. Weirdly, Congressman Ron Paul himself is now under attack from the very movement that he seemingly inspired. He's getting primaried in his district in Texas by not one, not two, but three Republican challengers, all of whom have associated themselves with the Tea Party movement by attending or organizing Tea Party rallies. They're each apparently hoping that the anti-incumbent fervor of the Tea Party movement will sweep Ron Paul out of office. Yes, Ron Paul, the conservative candidate who in 2008 was able to draw more than 10,000 supporters away from the Republican National Convention with his libertarian message to attend his own shadow convention in Minneapolis. He's now getting challenged by the supposedly libertarian-leaning conservatives that his presidential candidacy inspired. If they're not cool with Ron Paul, who are they cool with?
If you can get the cows to attack each other whenever anybody brings up the reality of their situation, then you don't have to spend nearly as much controlling them directly. Those cows who become dependent upon the stolen largesse of the farmer will violently oppose any questioning of the virtue of human ownership, and the intellectual and artistic classes, always and forever dependent upon the farmers, will say to anyone who demands freedom from ownership, "You will harm your fellow cows." The livestock are thus kept enclosed by shifting the moral responsibility for the destructiveness of the violent system to those who demand real freedom. The third phase is to invent continual external threats so that the frightened livestock cling to the protection of the farmers.